Welcome to Channel 18 News. I'm Jim Rogers. Two scams are currently being played in Hopkins County area as well as other parts of Texas and the nation. Both are phone scams. One of the scams is out of Jamaica. The other is thought to be from the same area, but unsure. They could be from Canada, depending on specific information that's been made available to Hopkins County sheriffs and others. Chief Criminal Investigator and Sheriff-elect Ch.18 says that Hopkins County law enforcement is working with the FBI and Secret Service to trace the calls, but area residents are advised by all departments to simply hang up the phone when you receive these calls. One scam involves the Publishers Clearinghouse. The caller informs the victim that they've won $985,000 and a new Mercedes in the color of their choice. They promise to meet the victim at the bank of their choice to deliver the car and the money. But first, the victim must send $485 for taxes on the winnings. Tatum states that if the money for taxes is sent, there's a second call to say that that's not enough and the victim must send more. He said they'll keep calling for more until the victim runs out of money. Tatum reminds all that taxes on winnings like Publishers Clearinghouse are taken out of the winnings before the presentation of the winnings is actually made. The second scam involves a situation of a grandchild or close relative in jail in a foreign country or another state. The caller states that bail money is needed while assuring the grandparent or relative that the child isn't a bad child, but was caught with the wrong crowd. Often the caller even knows the nickname for the grandparent. Again, law enforcement advises simply hang up on those calls. Christopher Jerome Strong, age 33, of Banks, Arkansas, was arrested Sunday night for failing to identify and money laundering. Hopkins County Sheriff's deputies responded to a possible vehicle crash between the North Service Road and I-30 at the 120-mile marker. A flat tire caused the vehicle to leave the interstate roadway. Upon arrival, deputies asked for the driver's name and date of birth. Strong gave a false name of Eddie Tatum that returned no information from dispatch. After being questioned a second time, Strong told deputies his name was Eddie Strong, but that name also resulted with no results. Deputies then questioned Strong a third time, and he gave them the name of Christopher Strong with a date of birth June 6, 1982. That proved to be false as well. Strong was placed into custody, secured in the patrol unit. During an inventory of his vehicle, deputies located a plastic grocery bag containing an undisclosed amount of U.S. currency bundled by rubber bands. Deputies then transported Strong to the Hopkins County Jail, where he gave his correct date of birth and his correct name upon being booked in. It was discovered that Strong was wanted on warrants out of Hot Springs County, Arkansas. He sits in Hopkins County Jail on a total bond of $11,000, $10,000 for money laundering greater than $250,000 but less than $30,000, and an additional $1,000 bond for failure to identify by giving false information. Sulphur Springs Independent School District Board of Trustees will meet in special session Tuesday at noon to swear in incumbent trustees, reorganize the board by electing a president, a vice president, and a secretary. They'll also consider the hiring of a new principal for Bowie Primary School. Other personnel matters, including hiring, reassignment, and resignations, will come before the board. The board will discuss the personnel matters in executive session before reconvening in regular session or in the special session to take action on their decisions. Proclamations, presentations, and resolutions, along with ordinances, top the list of items on the Sulphur Springs City Council agenda for 7 p.m. Tuesday evening during the regular session of the City Council in Chambers 201 North Davis Street. The Council will meet in an executive session at 6:30 p.m. to discuss the position of the presiding municipal court judge and associate municipal court judge. At the conclusion of the regular session, they'll take action on those items. As the meeting begins, proclamations and presentations include Motorcycle Safety Awareness, Older Americans Month, and Lupus Awareness Month. Council will hear the second and final reading of ordinances regarding a budget increase and one for limiting parking on both sides of Enterprise Lane for 2 hours. Resolutions approving a negotiated settlement between Atmos City Steering Committee and the Atmos Energy Corporation, and a resolution directing Encore Delivery Company to file certain information with the City of Sulphur Springs regarding rates of Encore Electric Delivery Company will be also considered. Rezoning for property located at 520 South Davis Street from multifamily to light commercial, and the approval of a plat for Brian Tolliver Ford at 1040 Gilmer Street, also on the agenda. And of course, the ever-popular manager's report will also be made.
We had a visit from some members of the Midnight Riders Motorcycle Club, which is headquartered in Sulphur Springs, and they have their annual event coming up, which is a fundraiser. It's called Annual Illness Rally, and they've selected 2 different people in our community who have ongoing disease and lots of medical and travel expenses involved with that they want to help out. So the event is May 14th at Highwayman Inc., which is out on Highway 19 south of Sulphur Springs, and starting at noon on Saturday, May 14th. Now, coming in to tell us about it was Ape and Missy. Yep, that's his real name. And Ape and Missy goes by Jersey. They're both members of the Midnight Riders Motorcycle Club.
We're having it at the Highwayman Inc. tattoo shop out on 19, and we're having it for the 2 women this year, Karen Phillips and Lauren Hill. Karen has double lung cancer, thyroid cancer, and lymph node cancer, and it's pretty bad. And Lauren Hill has leukemia. And we're trying to help alleviate some of their travel expenses and some medical expenses. Sure. to kind of help, ease their expenses.
Sure, and to know that someone in the community, in fact, a whole bunch of people in the community really do care.
Right. And every year we pick somebody in the community to help, and these 2 women this year, really spoke to us, and we wanted to help these 2 women this year.
Okay.
So this year we're trying to raise money for them, and hopefully we can get it done. We've got bike games, we've got baked goods auction, we've got Wyatt's Record Services donated a car for us to beat up. Yeah.
I want to hear more about this. It is one of the many things that you're going to be doing that day. So, Missy, have you done this event?
I didn't do the beating of the car, but my 2 children, my daughter who's 16 and my son who's about to be 13, they did it last year, and they absolutely loved it.
So you'll pay a fee, and you get so many hits with the sledgehammer on this car that's there to beat up.
Right.
Okay. And that's one of the ways that you will raise money during your event.
Right. We also have, we're also going to try to get a Dunkin' booth, and we have a bounce house.
Okay.
The bounce house is free this year, like it was last year, for the kids to just go in, jump around, and have fun.
Sure. So with talking about kids, of course, it's family entertainment.
Yes.
It's a wholesome event for anybody to come to.
Yes.
And there'll be food there?
Yes. We actually have the Law of Victoria here in town. They're coming out. They're going to be setting up a booth. We have a gentleman coming all the way from out in Wills Point who does like these huge potatoes with like pulled beef brisket on it and cheese and sour cream.
That sounds good.
And all this stuff. And then we have another gentleman who is coming out who's doing like fried tamales and street tacos and homemade salsas and everything like that. And we have a lady who's coming out who's doing cotton candy.
Well, I would say it's definitely a cultural event. Because even for people like me who've been years and years since we even was on a motorcycle and not really a rider at all, we're welcome to your event too.
Definitely. We invite everybody to come out and enjoy it and have fun. The gate fee is $10 for one person or $15 for 2 people. So I mean, it's all this money that we're trying to get is going to a good cause. It's going to them to help them with their medical expenses or travel expenses or whatever they need it for.
So we were talking about, you raise funds. None of this money, and Missy, you can tell me more about this, none of this money is used to pay anybody, to use for expenses for this. Everything is donated.
Right. Everything that we do is donated. If there's any cost for the rally at all, the Midnight Riders and the women who help them, it all comes out of our pockets.
Okay.
We don't take anything back. It's our way to help these families, and we just love to do it.
And it provides a good get-together for
Yes.
your club and other clubs that will be coming in, the bike club. So tell me more about Midnight Riders.
That would be you.
Well,
We're just a big family.
we're just one big family. We get together all the time. We have barbecues all the time. We love hanging around each other. We
Go to different rallies.
we go to as many rallies as we can throughout the year. We miss some, and it's unfortunate, but we do try to get to as many of them as we can, and we just it's a brotherhood.
Okay.
And we I don't know, we're one big family.
Well, you have a dozen plus members in Midnight Riders, and another club is already signed on to come out to this event, and y'all don't know who might show up.
No.
So
Every year, so many people have shown their support and come to the rally, and it's wonderful how many people have shown up. And every year, the town has been so supportive in donating to our cause, and it's wonderful. We can't thank the town of Sulphur Springs enough. It's great.
what time will this start?
It starts at noon.
Okay, starts at noon. May 14th is a Saturday.
Yes, ma'am.
And where is the location?
Highwayman Ink Tattoo Parlor.
That is 1783 Highway 19 south of Sulphur Springs. Okay. And so you have a website mentioned here, midnightriders_ss@yahoo.com.
Right.
Okay. How long has Midnight Riders been a club?
Well, the original mother chapter started in 1963 and in New York, and was brought down here in 1983, I think, by Jimbo and Papo in Dallas. And we started in September of 2014 in Sulphur Springs by Chris Farmer.
Okay.
And I've been a member since 2015.
Okay.
So.
On the day of your event, which is your annual event, it's coming up, you're going to have music.
Yes.
Tell me about bands or music.
Well, we have.
Then we have Deception.
We have a heavy metal band, Deception, and we have Matt Dunn.
I know Matt Dunn.
Do you?
He's local.
Yes, he's gonna play for us, and we're still. He's looking for another band for us right now.
Okay.
So.
Well, you'll have music throughout the day and starting at noon and then on through the event as long as it goes on, and you have plenty of things for people to do.
Yes, ma'am.
Live auctions, raffles, 50-50 raffles, bike games.
Tell me about the bike games.
We have several bike games. We have the weenie bike,
Okay.
the tennis ball pickup, the balloon toss, I think,
Are you guys doing
slow race, the barrel race.
Are you doing the tire pull?
No, we're not doing the tire pull. We don't have enough room.
Okay.
I think that's it.
Okay.
I believe so.
If you are like me and have never seen these games played, well, you'll enjoy it.
Yes.
They're fun.
Even people who have seen it many, many times, they're just They're funny to watch.
So it's
They're
always
enjoyable,
different.
yeah.
Okay. Well, tell me this now about your fee at the gate, as you mentioned, $10. And then is there discount for children?
Oh, we don't charge for children.
Okay. Age on that?
12, I think.
Last year it was 12 and under. We don't
Okay.
charge.
Kids 12 and under free?
Yes.
Great. Well, it sounds like you've really got it down. You know, this is your third annual, and you kind of know just exactly how you want the day to go and how it ought to go. So, and new things being added, though, each year. People coming on board with you.
Yeah.
Missy, tell me about how long have you been riding?
I don't have my own bike, but I've joined the same time that Ape did, and it's just been wonderful being with everybody.
And you have your bike name, is that what you said?
Jersey.
Jersey.
Yes,
So,
ma'am.
okay. And Missy otherwise. And Ape, I asked him if he had another name, and he just goes by Ape. Tell me about your bike.
My bike is a 750 Honda Magna, and it has a trike kit on it. So I'm running that.
Okay. And you ride, I know you don't have your own, but
Someday.
ride with other folks.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. All right.
She rides with me.
Okay. Wonderful. Thank you all for coming in and sharing with us.
Thank you for having us.
I know that you have
Definitely.
had successful events before, and I will wish you that this one will also be.
Thank you.
Okay. And so that's at Highwayman Inc. on May 14th. That's a week from this coming Saturday.
Here's Don Julian with sports.
The Lady Cats softball team rallied from a 6-1 deficit to take a 7-6 win over Corsicana Saturday in North Forney in a decisive Game 2 in a bi-district series. The Lady Cats will now play Waxahachie Saturday at 6 p.m. in North Forney in an area winner-take-all game. I talked with Lady Cats softball coach David Carrillo.
What a game. That's all I can say. Our kids, again, very resilient, never gave up, even, throughout. I think it's almost getting to a point where we feel like we're in every game. It doesn't matter. And, again, we never push the panic. But, sometimes there's things that you can look at and kind of get your head down about when you go by what you look, but by faith. You just got to know that it's going to happen. And our girls are responding to that. And, I tell them every inning, I'm not going to push the panic button. We're going to get these runs back, and we're going to get them back a little bit at a time. And maybe prophetic again. I said 6 runs basically is not going to beat us. We're going to win this game, and we were able to come back and do it.
Chipped away a run here and a run there. Then we had a blank inning, and we were kind of running out of time. And lo and behold, we hang 3 on them and tie it up. That was big. I think we started out with a lot of hits.
Yes, and to me, when I saw that, when I looked at it 6-3 and we had cut it in half, I still felt good about it because I knew we could score a lot of runs in one inning, and we were able to do it. Like I said, we were kind of running out of time, but I still knew if we could get the game tied for somehow, then I think the advantage goes back into our favor because I felt like Bailey Haggerty was pitching awesome, and she was holding them, and then we were able to, like I said, get runners on. I just thought our batting lineup was better than theirs. It's just a matter of time before we get going.
And I had a feeling in that top of the 7th, the song was playing, and it's going to be a great night and all this kind of stuff. And I thought, something's going to happen in the way Bailey's pitching, and something did happen.
Yes, with Brinkley,
driver.
when she's whenever she gets up to bat, it's dangerous. She hits singles hard. She hits the ball hard wherever she hits it. It doesn't matter. And you just kind of had that feeling something was going to happen. And, of course, she was able to get a hold of one and put it out. So, what a great moment for her and our team. And, like I said, I can't say enough great things about Brinkley. She's been a great addition to what we have. And great kid, great person. I mean, awesome. Just a total team player. So, again, we were very blessed to have her and very blessed that she got the big hit.
That center fielder floated back, looked like she was tracking it all the way. Did you wonder if it was
Yeah,
going to go out?
first I kind of wondered if it was going to go out because she looked like she had a beat on it and she was going to catch it, but then it just kept on going and going and going. And when I saw it clear, it was just unbelievable. I just looked at what the surroundings were and enjoyed the moment as the kids running out of the dugout going crazy, and I went a little crazy. But that's what those moments are all about, when you have a chance to shine, the great players do, and she's a great player.
You mentioned pitching of Bailey Haggerty. Great for 5 innings.
Yes, she did a great job. I thought Landry started off well too. We made some mistakes out in the field that kind of put us in a hole early. So I thought Landry did what she had to do too. It was when you make a few errors, you get behind and you get down, and we put Bailey in a situation early, but she was able to handle it also. I've been very pleased with our pitching. The last 4 or 5 games both of them done an outstanding job. So again, they were able to make get them out when we had to, and when we do make mistakes, that's when we get behind, and of course that's what happened to us in that big inning in the 6-run second inning. But again, we made up for it, and the kids, like I said, battle back. Kids are they don't want to go out there and make mistakes. Nobody does. So, you got to be very graceful as a coach, and you got to be very positive, and you got to know that, hey, they can get the job done if you just, lay off and give them a chance. And, our kids, again, battled back. I can't say enough great things about them and how they compete.
The Wildcats baseball team may not be done for the season after all. There's the possibility that the Wildcats game at Marshall, postponed on Friday night, could be made up either Monday or Tuesday night. The latest is that the game has been rescheduled for 8 p.m. Monday night. That according to Athletic Director Greg Owens. Right now, Hallsville and Marshall are tied for second place in the district. Coach Owens said there would be an emergency district meeting Tuesday morning to resolve any issues left in district baseball prior to by-district playoff action coming up this weekend. And we'll have more info on this as we get it. The Sulphur Springs High School All-Sports Banquet has been moved from Monday night to Thursday night due to possible baseball action. The decision was made over the weekend, so the banquet will now start Thursday at 6 p.m. in the high school cafeteria. Each high school athletic team will be introduced and MVPs will be named. At the end, the winners of the James Cameron Fighting Heart Award and the Forrest Gregg MVP Award will be announced for Wildcats and Lady Cats. Wildcats distance runner Jacob Gatewood competed in the 3,200-meter run and the 1,600-meter run at the regional meet this past Friday and Saturday at UT Arlington. I talked with Wildcats track coach Matt Young.
Yeah, Jacob had a sensational season overall. He's one of, over the past few years, we were counting as far as times go, one of the top 3 milers. Only 3 guys to go under 10 minutes for Coach Holt over the last 10 to 12 years. So just an exceptional runner, kind of came out of nowhere, great story. Actually, the first practice he went to, he was in jeans as a freshman running cross country. So we got there's a picture floating around of him as a freshman in a cross country singlet. So it was neat. He finally got to advance the region, came from a great area, had a great run last week to qualify 2 PRs. For him, the competition's tough. We were hoping to see if he could make a run and get in the top 6. He tried to run with the GoDaddies on day 1 in the 2 mile and actually ran like a 4:49 first mile, which is real fast for him, and just wasn't able to follow it up. Ended up kind of tailing off, finished 9th in the third 200. Came back the next day with a goal of breaking 4:30 if he was on. He wasn't. It just kind of happens that way sometimes. And ran well, ran in the 440s. I believe it was 443, 445. And finished about 12th. But great, as I said, great competition in the mile. The meet record was set by a guy named Carter Blunt, and he also won the 2 mile. He's one of the best in the country. Mm-hmm. So it was neat for Jacob to get to run against those guys and just kind of see where he stood and see what he still got capable. He's fortunate enough he's going to continue running in college, and he's been great for us. So it was great to see him go out and get to run at the regional meet, and it was a great experience for Jacob.
All right. Outlook of the track program for you.
Oh, giddy about where we're at. I've already got event ideas written down. Foundation was definitely laid this year with a really strong JV and some young guys on varsity. Really looking for, across the board in our events to be solid going into next year. We're in a great district. with Pine Tree, who's a top team every year, taking teams to state along with Texas High. So it kind of raises your level of performance. We're starting to see it in our guys. So we lose a couple of seniors in Bubba Hall and Jacob Gatewood that showed kids how to practice, whether it was the sprinters or the distance guys, kind of showed them how you can continue to improve as you go through the program. And then they left a lasting mark, I hope, as these guys come forward. And we have some very talented individuals that we look forward to seeing what they do next year.
Lady Cats track athletes Amani Taylor and Abby Bayer competed at the regional meet at UTA last Friday and Saturday. Taylor was in the long jump on Friday, and Bayer ran the 100-meter hurdles and 300-meter hurdles both days. We get more from Lady Cats track coach Tristan Abram.
We'll start with Amani. She competed on Friday morning. She competed in the long jump. Did a great job. With our region, if you can get top 10, this is what I told Don Wallace this morning. If you can get top 10, then you should be extremely proud of yourself, because we have one of the toughest regions in the state. And actually, Amani placed 9th in long jump. She didn't jump her best jump of the year, but she did jump close to what she had jumped at the district meet, which is great. To be on that stage and just to talk about Amani a little bit, she went to regionals last year in triple jump. So this was really good for her to be able to go to this meet again in another event. That she honestly didn't even start long jumping until like the second or third track meet this season. So it was really good for her, and I am extremely proud of her and her accomplishment and what she's done. The young ladies that were in front of her, there were several upperclassmen, and then there are a couple of young ladies that are a little bit or that are sophomore and freshmen, as Amani is a sophomore. So she has competition that she'll see again next year and the years to come. But with that being said, she can jump with them, and she saw that this week, and that's really good. That's promising for her. And to go on to Abby did a great job. Abby competed in 2 events. She competed in the 100 and 300 meter hurdles. She did not get out of the prelims in the 100 meter hurdles. She did a great job. I want to say she placed 7th or 8th in the prelims, and in her heat she placed 7th or 8th, but they take the top 8 young ladies to the next day to the finals. But with that being said, she ran the fastest time that she's run all year in the prelim. So that wasn't a lost cause. She did a great job. But she went on to run the 300 hurdles later on that evening after 4 lightning delays. and let me talk about that a little bit. Whenever you're a freshman and this is your first time at the regional meet, you don't need delays. You just need, hey, I need to get on the track at the time y'all told me I was going to run so I can get it over with. But she did a great job of keeping her composure. She did not allow the atmosphere to work her nerves, and that was great. That was great to see. And she did a great job going out and competing in the prelims and the 300 hurdles. She came into the next day in the 300 hurdles. I want to say she had the 3rd or 4th best time coming into the finals. So on Saturday she ran the finals, and she placed 4th overall. And again, in this region, that's really, really good. And with that being said, the 3 girls that beat her are all seniors. So that's really great for Abby. The young ladies that finished behind her, they were close, but they weren't close enough to make it interesting if it was just them and you take those top 3 out. So I'm really happy. I'm really happy for Abby and Amani and what they've accomplished all season, as well as what we're able to look forward to in the future.
And the future is what I wanted to ask you next. And obviously, both of your participants are underclass.
Yes.
So you've had a young team.
Right.
You've got a lot of good parts.
Right, you're exactly right, and it was really good because those two young ladies, because they got to go, we always allow them, if they would like to invite a fellow teammate to go with them. And the two young ladies that they picked were actually two young ladies that and I told them this weekend, I expect to see them running at that meet next year. And one of them was another sophomore, Nasiah Dugan. She went with us, as well as Faith Hatley, who was another freshman hurdler. So it's one of those things to where those two young ladies got to compete, but they're able to bring teammates that can enjoy the atmosphere as well and know what to look forward to and know what to expect. And again, I expect to see those young ladies there with several more, because like you said, we are extremely young this year, and I think that we can get a few girls out next year to experience that as well. And who knows, we may be talking this time next year and talking about one of those young ladies or two of those young ladies running at the state meet. So we'll see what happens. I think the future's bright for Lady Cat Track.
Thanks for watching Channel 18 News. Have a great evening. Saturday afternoon, the ever-popular Claws for a Cause, sponsored by the Rotary Club, took place on Main Street in Silver Springs. Doug Haston was there.